Alright. Livestream number 7. How's everyone doing? How's it going, Mac? And Guy in a Panzer. I like the name. Alright. Livestream number 7. Hey Nicholas, how's it going? How's it going, Mac? And Guy in a Panzer. I like the name. Sam, not much. Day off, so just relaxing, taking it easy. Oh wow, I can hear that echo. That's weird. Okay, hopefully there's no echo going on. Jesse! Glad you're in this one, man. It's been a while. Sean, I'm good. Definitely not exhausted, but could be worse. Dalton, how's it going? Nice. Well, from Lego Boy to Guy in a Panzer, that's a pretty good name change. Andrew, glad that you're in. Yeah, Dalton, you're very welcome. Happy to give you some advice. Always free to give it, so. Hopefully the echo has stopped a little bit. Jesse, not yet, but hopefully. Hope to help you out, man. Yeah, and sorry for not doing a live stream last week. One of my best friends, if not my absolute best friend, was in town this last 2 weeks, since he got 2 weeks of leave. So last week was more of a hangout kind of time before he had to leave. So, but we're here doing this now, so huge plus. I knew what you meant, Jesse. I got you, man. So, yeah. Fingers crossed are also same here for you, man. Jesse. Sean, I would absolutely love to fall in with a 5th New York Zouave unit. That'd be fantastic. That'd be so much fun to do. Papa Pierogi? Hopefully I'm saying that name right. Pierogi. We are out of Washington State. Gamer Kid, not much. Just doing a live stream with you guys, so. Sam, I would love to see that coat. That would be fantastic. I haven't really gotten much into Rev War, but it still is an interesting period of time. Alright, Jesse, you have a good night, man. What's going on, Matt? It's been a while. Probably been busy, I take it, with all the little ones you got. But, Sean, back to you. Yes, I would love if I'm ever back east and able to fall in with you guys. Count me in. Everyone out here this way would not believe it. How's it going, Brandon? Dylan. I don't think this year. We may try as a whole company to go out back east for an event at some point. Just right now, not in the foreseeable future. First Sergeant Kep and I and his wife are hoping to get out to Maine this spring, so that would kind of tie up a lot of travel time for us. Dalton, you're very welcome, man. He's in our unit and he's been wanting to sell it so he can buy more gear, so huge help for him and for you. GamerKit, or Kid Gamer, sorry. If you want to start reenacting and want to do it as a Confederate, um, depending, age-wise, especially where, if money's an issue, definitely ask your family Christmas money or things you want to get for Christmas. Be like, hey, I really need a coat. This is where I'd like to get it from, stuff like that, because that's what my family did to help me out with reenacting was Christmas, birthdays, a lot of yard work was a big play into that as well. So just family's a big one to help you kind of get started, but get with a unit, definitely see what their unit standards are, their uniforms, and research. Crack open a book or two. If you have the internet available, the internet also helps immensely with getting information out there. It's one of those things where like, oh, I didn't know I shouldn't get this or that. The internet's out there. Use it. Brandon, I've heard of the 66th Illinois, both reenacting-wise and obviously historical-wise. Haven't really had much contact with them at all, so I'd love to know more about kind of how that unit operates, especially if you guys all carry Henrys. That would be really cool to see how you guys go about operating with Henrys. Grant Zucker, for drums, I'm not entirely sure. If you have Facebook, I would contact Kelly Ford. He is a phenomenal drummer, always posting stuff about things about music from the Civil War. So that would be the go-to person, just Kelly Ford, Ford, just like the car company. Matt, very nice, man. That's awesome. Definitely did not get hurt on that. I should probably turn my notifications off. Ooh. Sam, thank you. I will look at that here in a bit. Chat is going, so. Mac, ask away any tips you want on campaigning. Nick, a good place to get a bayonet. For us in Company D, we mostly just pick ours up from Regimental Quartermaster from Gettysburg. Kid Gamer, very nice. That's awesome. Learning how to sew also saves you a lot of money, especially if you want to go with Wamba kits. Those things are fantastic. And if you know how to sew, you save a good amount of money. Let's see here. Sean, yes, please do. Obviously, you probably know where my email address is, so feel free to keep in contact with me. I'd love to fall in with you guys sometime. Be a zoo. Brandon, that sounds fantastic. Battle Bear. I haven't really heard the white... Well... Are you talking about the white shirts as federal issue or Confederate issue shirts, or are you talking just white shirts, kind of the civilian type? Because I feel the civilian type, no matter what, are overrepresented. I currently have 2 civilian shirts, but I'm working on... well, Wamba White are working on a contract issue shirt for me the coming months, so it's already been ordered. They just need to start making it when it's time in line for that. Brandon, that's awesome. When you guys start that impression, let me know. I'd be happy to help you guys along the way with what to get you guys set to do Burdans a very true, proper way. CNC for very basic entry-level kind of mainstream would be an okay site to go through, at least for bayonets, if they have them. Uniforms are definitely leaving wanting. Alright, Matt, you have a good night. drive safe. Hopefully, hopefully you can come back and catch some more of the stream. That'd be awesome to have you back, man. Mac, Canteen Half, Regimental Quartermaster would definitely have them. Most of the big-time settlers have Canteen Halves. They're kind of one of those dime a dozen sort of items, so everyone should have a Canteen Half. Yeah, Nick, you definitely are learning how to sew. How's the buttonholes coming along? I know you were struggling with those for a while. Hopefully they're getting better for you. Justin, yes, I do plan on doing some more how to sews. I'm currently working on a pair of trousers right now, but I do have got a Confederate kit, a couple Confederate kits I'm working on, 3 fatigue blouses, but I plan on doing a issue shirt and drawers here in the coming months, so definitely keep your eyes open for that. Yeah, Axel Ulrich on Facebook also does fantastic tin work. He would definitely be my go-to. Have a coffee pot made from him, a cup, so definitely need to get going on some more stuff from him. They get better, Nick, trust me. My buttonholes, when I first started learning how to sew, from what you showed me, mine were about the same, if not worse. They were horrible. Absolutely horrible. My family could probably attest to when I was like, hey, look, that's what they look like right now. They look like garbage. And they're like, oh no, like, it's an improvement. But no, they looked absolutely god-awful. If you can carry, if you're old enough, depending on your club and unit rules, Kid Gamer, they should be allowing you to fire a rifle, depending on age. Most places, if it's over 14, you should be alright. Nick, very nice, man. Yeah, his, Axel Ulrich's tin and copperware are amazing. First Sergeant Kep has a copper cup made by him, and it's pretty. Let's see. It's fun with the chat with you guys, because sometimes I get so overwhelmed and then it's just this little period of no questions, so. Since we got a little bit of time, I'll take a look at your coat, Sam. Oh, wow. Sam, that is a nice coat. And is it just me, or are the buttons on that just friggin' huge? Those things look huge. Brandon, I am sorry to hear that. House fires are never a good case. And then trying to rebuild impressions are just... wow. Best of luck to you. Best of luck to you with 3 impressions. 1 sounds a little nuts, but 3 at once is incredible. Kid Gamer, yeah, but check with the unit that you're trying to get with. See if they have any roles on the battlefield that you can fill. A runner, stretcher bearer, things like that. They may be able to. Dylan, if I have a friend request for you on Facebook, I'll probably accept it. In fact, anyone who wants to add me on Facebook and they send me a friend request, please shoot me a message letting me know that it's from the YouTube channel, stuff like that, because I get friend requests all the time now, and it's just, I don't know if it's from Facebook or from YouTube, or just someone's like, oh, someone that has 85 mutual friends, friend request. So, because it's fun talking to you guys outside of the live streams. I really enjoy it. How's it going, First Minnesota? Or how's your winter been so far? Sam, I bet. They look very bright in that that picture. Pictures, I should say. Mac, very nice. That's awesome. That's the way it should be. My sewing wasn't the best at first, but it definitely got there. How's it going, Charles? Not much. Well, how's it going and not much, I should say. Sorry, I kind of just ran all that together. Brandon, I imagine. I can imagine. Very nice, First Minnesota. That's awesome. Look forward to some future videos from you guys if you did anything for that. That'd be really cool to see. Charles, where is Company H out of? Because I've heard of you guys, I just don't know exactly where you're from. Oh, Dylan, the coat that, I mean, it's going to be through my phone, so it's not going to be too great that Sam shared, but it's that. So. Yeah, First Minnesota, you got to do what you got to do, but it was good to have you in the chat. It's awesome. Is marching hard, Kitty Gamer? Depends. Marching really depends. Keeping in step is easy. Just make sure your feet are moving the same rate and the same way that your the guy in front of you and the guy behind you is. If you're getting kicked in the heels, or if you're kicking someone in the heels, got to get in step. But if you're doing a long march, yeah, it wears on you after a while. But knowing kind of how to pack your gear and you know, kind of how to wear your gear really helps in that aspect. Mac, would I recommend Missouri Boot and Shoe for their cartridge boxes and accoutrements? Yes. Yes. If you don't want to go through Missouri Boot and Shoe, LD Hanning is fantastic, and Kerry Davison on mycartridgeboxes.com is also absolutely fantastic. Charles, okay, so you guys are out of Pennsylvania for Company H. That's awesome. Yeah, Grant brings up a very good point. Left foot first, which is always fun for someone who's right-hand dominant like myself, is I always step off with my right foot. But I've been training myself over years of reenacting to just start walking with my left foot and can do fairly decent at it now. But yeah, left foot first, always. Hey, Turnin, how's it going? Justin, yeah. I assume you're talking about LD Hanning and Kerry Davison. Glad I'm being seconded on that comment. Brandon, wow. It's about what I have into reenacting right now, too, is about $5,000. So that's no chump change. Dylan, yeah. Well, I mean, oh yeah, if you're marching in a battle line, so you're marching like this, yes, please stay off your poor captain's heels, including my own. To anyone who does portray a line officer, lieutenant, captain, things like that, biggest tip to keep your guys from stepping on your heels, you have a scabbard, right? So if your sword's out, keep your hand on your scabbard and pop it back every now and then, and it'll hit someone in the knuckles or in the knee or anywhere if they're getting a little too close, kind of like I just popped my knuckle on my desk. And it's also kind of a good way to gauge to keep people from stepping on behind you and kind of keeping that distance, is just keep your scabbard, kind of pop it back every now and then. My guys have learned pretty quickly to not get too close. Kind of an ass that way, but it keeps things separate. Raul Castro. So for popular forums, there's the Civil War forum, I believe. That's what it's called. And then there's the Authentic Campaigner, which is a great source of knowledge. Highly suggest everyone go there. Charles, very nice. I believe on Facebook you mentioned being part of the Bucktails a while ago, so... Kid Gamer, so do rifles or muskets kick with blanks? No. Unless you put double or triple charge, then you can get a little bit of a kick out of it. It's nothing too crazy. And even if you're shooting live rounds, black powder doesn't burn as hot as modern propellants does today. So it's not really a kick, it's more of a push and a little bit of rise when you shoot. Grant, yeah, it pretty much answered the question too. But I've seen a lot of people try to replicate the recoil of a musket firing, and they just do it awfully because it's like that. Or no, don't do this if you're shooting, because it doesn't do that. It's just more of a like that, just a little push. Would a cap rifle be allowed on the battlefield? No. At least for me, I would not allow it. They don't look right, stuff like that, so... It's just one of those things, you gotta be patient. I remember being young and wanting to carry a rifle on the field, and it's pretty much why I didn't get into reenacting right away. I wanted to shoot, not carry a flag or beat a drum. Hey, Cyberson, what's going on, man? It's going good for me, so... Dalton, yes, you could shoot live rounds out of your musket and use it for reenactments. My only thing is, and this probably goes for everyone that is a reenactor, and as kind of a key safety officer, especially for running a reenacting unit, please, for the love of God, clean your rifle very, very well. And when you were done cleaning it after live shooting, make sure, you know, double check, make sure that you didn't accidentally, you know, load a round and forget. Because reenactors have been shot by accident by guys who went live firing, forgot that they had a round in. First volley, they hit someone. Granted, you should be checking rifles before you go onto the battlefield anyways, but sometimes people slip through. So please, 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 please double check, always. See. Yeah, ramrod, like what Brandon Erickson said, ramrods at mainstream events, it depends on the unit with me. If I know they're solid in their drill and they're a solid unit, I don't mind if they want to use ramrods, but there are some units I would not even trust to, let alone carry a toy rifle, let alone an actual musket that shoots gunpowder out of it. So, just depends, for me, depends on the unit, but Brandon, for the most part, yeah, ramrods are, no. Jamie, yes, Candy Boy is on tonight. Dalton, good. Thank you. Seriously, thank you for that. I don't like hearing about reenactors getting hurt at events like that. It's sad. And Charles, yes, I did check my my Facebook, and yes, we are friends. I forget you and I chat all the time. Talk with quite a few people, so I'm terrible with names. It's faces I can remember better. And yes, Justin brings up a good thing, a good point too. Depending on what state you're in determines the unit, even though some people do kind of travel to and from. We have people down in Oregon that reenact up here in Washington, and vice versa, and things like that. So definitely get with the unit first and see what they would allow. That is the big one. Lester, very nice. Got your coat kit last week, so have fun. I'm currently, or well, not currently, but I will be working on 3 of them at once in about a month, so that'll be fun, along with the Confederate jacket. So, but yeah, I hope the tutorials help you out. Brandon, I don't believe I'll be going to Bikinieville at all, so. Charles, I'm glad you've been watching some videos. Hopefully they've been helping you out too. It's definitely what we hope for, is getting the word out on helping. It's what more people need to be doing in this hobby. Alden, how's it going? Lester, I'll have fun. I'm gonna kind of do it in batches, so step by step. So you know, three cuff facings, 3 bodies, 3 sleeve, or you know, 3 sets of sleeves, stuff like that. So I'm gonna kind of pace myself and just do it all in a batch instead of just one coat at a time. Batching things out makes things go by a lot quicker. At least in my opinion, it does. Kid Gamer, it depends. If you have an obstruction in your barrel, or if you have a bullet and you overcharge your rifle, yes, it potentially could blow up. That is a possibility. It's a very rare possibility, unless you're planning on plunging your musket into the ground, plugging it up with mud after you load it. But as long as you keep your muzzle elevated and not on the ground or anything like that, it should not be an issue. In Severson, the Spokane site, if it's where I think it's at, oh yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. Matthew Weeks. So you have everything you have for your Confederate impression, which, good for you, that's awesome. But you need a rifle, and only have a set amount of money for it. Check Gunbroker. So just type in www.gunbroker.com. Type in like 1861 Springfield or 1853 Enfield, whatever kind of rifle or musket you want to use. And from there, that can kind of help gauge. It's kind of like eBay for guns. So there's bidding, stuff like that. But if you want to buy something brand new, just save up that money. Talk with other reenactors that they're getting out of the hobby is also a really good way to score some really good deals. So where would you buy them from, Matthew? Check some sutlers. Regimental Quartermaster always comes to mind. Fall Creek Sutlery, Blockade Runner, places like that. And yeah, Justin also brought up a good point. Go to the forums like the Authentic Campaigner. Oh, Nick, Spokane is where I live, Spokane, Washington, and we have an event that's near here, just outside of Spokane. So. Kid Gamer, I'd actually have to disagree with you on that, because Kentucky rifles really weren't used all that much in the Civil War. Like maybe very early on, like 1861. But everything after that was getting pretty standardized between the rifled muskets, you know, your Lorenzes, your Springfields of, you know, from 42 to 61, 63, that date range. So things like that, and your Enfields, they were pretty standardized almost throughout the war. Grant, I need to move east. Maybe. If I play the lottery, win, invest a bunch of money, sure, I'll buy a house back east and travel, you know, back and forth, but I don't know. I think Washington State will kind of always be my permanent home. So, too many friends and family here. Charles, the best place to buy leggings. Right now, no one's really making a good pair of leggings. I'm actually in contact with Brian White right now about getting some patterns made for the right kind of leggings. Sorry, just got tongue-tied. I plan on making them here in the coming future, so definitely need to keep in touch with that. So, hey Dean, how's it going? Severson, like I said, if it's the area I think it's at, yes, some areas will definitely be Berdan territory. It's a huge area, man. Like, it makes any event we have here in Washington that you and I have been to look small. Brandon, yeah, the 66th Illinois, I didn't really know anything about them until I really started digging more into Civil War sharpshooters and stuff like that. Jamie, have I ever seen anyone using a stove in their wall tent? Unless it's mine and my grandpa's old wall tent. Well, and the one that we borrow from a very close family friend. At reenactments, I've never seen a stove used in a wall tent. There's some people that I honestly don't think should ever use a stove, ever, let alone in a wall tent that could potentially catch fire. So, that just terrifies me with some of those people. Nice people, not a lot going on up here. Severson, I love that you're known as Candy Boy by Jamie. It's so great. Severson, they just had an A-frame. I don't think they had a stove in it unless it was like a gas stove. Alden, so how did officers sleep while mid-late war or on campaign? You hit the nail on the head. Dog tents or no tent at all with the rest of the men. Yeah. And I've done it too at events. It's honestly a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But if you're talking like kind of a static winter quarters, officers probably would have had an A tent. Wall tents are just way too much to carry around, even on regimental baggage trains. And Charles, yes, definitely keep in touch. You know, I'm making knapsacks too, so if Company H wants knapsacks, I'm your guy. Be happy to make plenty more. And yeah, Alden also, yeah, when you're ahead of the wagon trains and the baggage trains, yeah, you're gonna have no canvas unless you're carrying it on your back. Brandon, through basic, yeah, there was some medical issues that came up, unfortunately. But yes, in a sense, yes. Dylan, are you talking about the leggings or the knapsacks? Because both of them would not be tarred. The sharpshooters used a calf hide knapsack or cowhide, and the leggings were made out of leather. Alden, if you are on a regimental staff or a general staff, yeah, you'd have your own horse, you'd have kind of your own baggage, in a way, but campaign is just one of those weird things. It's a yes and no for staff officers. For company officers, yeah, oh yeah, they would have carried knapsacks. I carry a knapsack all the time on the field. I love it. Love carrying knapsacks. So yeah, if you're portraying, you know, a junior grade or a company grade officer, so, you know, second lieutenant to captain, yeah, rock a knapsack. It's so much fun. Kid Gamer, place to get a Civil War rifle for under $250. You're very, very, very good friends with someone and you make it one hell of a trade. Charles, yeah, so our knapsacks are probably going to be about $350 to maybe $4 with the mess kit. So, and the blanket straps and everything. And it's all hand cut, hand oiled leather, so all handmade. Brandon, he makes scopes. Please email me. Please, 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 please. If he's making period correct rifle scopes, I would love to talk to him. And Brogan's, actually, for that matter of fact. A dummy rifle potentially would work. Well, it wouldn't shoot because it isn't drilled out, Kid Gamer. However, if you just kind of want to fall into the ranks and look the part, I think a dummy rifle would work, but again, it depends on your unit, company commander, and the club you belong to. Because most organizations and things like that kind of have a set bylaws and safety regulations, and the safety regulations are part of that bylaw. And if they violate those safety laws, they could lose their 501c nonprofit. Your unit, if you're a 501c nonprofit, could also lose that. Some places are pretty stringent on that kind of thing. And Brandon, yes, my email is on the website that we have. So, best place to get it from. And Alden brings up a good point. You can find a musket for a very low price, but it is rare. It is extremely rare. You pretty much kind of have to know someone to really get that. And like Civil War Uniform and Equipment, or NIC, in other words, said loaner rifles. I have 3 Sharps rifles that are always open for loan with Company D. Except someone like Private Severson needs to start working on getting his own rifle. Hint, hint, hint. Brandon, that's awesome. Cheap rifles are always good, but a free rifle, I mean, why not? The micronation of Pontonia. How's it going? Where do you get good gear? Micronation also just asked. So, if you're looking for leather gear, LD Hanning, Kerry Davison, Missouri Boot and Shoe. Those are the 3 best places for belts, cap boxes, cartridge boxes, knapsacks. LD Hanning also does those. Haversacks, LD Hanning also does, as well as Missouri Boot and Shoe and for knapsacks and haversacks, sorry. For uniforms, Wamba White and Company is never a bad place to go to. I love going through those guys. For footwear, Missouri Boot and Shoe, hands down. Yes, it's expensive, but you get what you pay for, and they're custom made to your feet, and you want to take care of your feet. For headwear, hats, things like that, Russell Osmiansky on Facebook under Caps and Keppies is always good. Dirty Billy's out of Gettysburg is also fantastic. So definitely a good place. Then for weird odds and ends, there's always some other really good places that really don't come to mind. Dylan, what happened to Duval Leatherworks? They went more to the modern kind of stuff. I guess the Civil War stuff really wasn't panning out for them, or they just wanted to kind of switch gears. One of our members in Company D has a set of Duval leathers, and they are amazing. It's a shame they got out of it. A full set of accoutrements, it's probably going to, Nick, it's probably going to be about the same that any other place would charge. Alden, yeah, I mean, I don't know with Springfields. They always seem to get top dollar prices when, honestly, you know, Enfields are just as good, if not better. Mac, that's awesome. I've definitely offered that kind of thing too for people in the sharpshooters. Kid Gamer, I believe you're talking about the Brown Bess musket. I want to say very, 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 very limited numbers may have been used. Probably by Confederate militias very early in the war. But the Brown Bess, though, was, you know, a Revolutionary War, maybe, you know, War of 1812. But a lot of people have to realize, though, is we had our own arsenals. We had the Springfield Armory, which produced our own flintlocks. So if anything, it would have been very early on non-modified 1816 Springfields. And a lot of those would have been modified to shoot percussion, unfortunately. So brown besses, I would say, are definitely not a thing that would have been seen much in the Civil War, if at all. I lost my place. Nick, yeah, about $300, just with the price of leather and then my time kind of factored in, stuff like that. Oh, Alden, yeah. Prices of muskets, like you said, they're high, but a lot of it too is, they're made in Italy, and there's that, you have your taxes, customs taxes, shipping, stuff like that. They jack prices up. Plus, with here in the States, people got to make a profit, what they buy. So I'm sure a brand new Springfield that costs $900 honestly probably costs Army Sport or Pedersoli $300 at most to make. At most. Any good Candy Boy memes tonight, Jamie? Not yet. It's been kind of slow on the meme front for Severson, but this or for Candy Boy. But I should think this season we'll get some more good Candy Boy memes. Micronation. I started reenacting when I was 15, so going on 11 years ago. It's been fun. And yeah, Severson answered the question, Wade, of do we have an ordnance sergeant or not. We don't try to be too rank heavy. It's kind of an unofficial rank with us in the sharpshooters. The closest would be, like you said, Private Soderling or First Sergeant Kep. Soderling takes care of the ammunition part of the ordnance, and First Sergeant Kep and myself are pretty on the pretty much have the repair and rifle cleaning kind of stuff on lockdown when it comes to that. Oh, Brandon, what is Candy Boy? I Am Fire Dog is a member of our unit, and the nickname started Candy Boy on one of our streams. I don't remember exactly how it all kind of came about, but it's just one of those things. Kid Gamer here. Uncle found some Confederate bayonets in a friend's backyard. That's crazy. That is really cool. I would love to just dig and find some stuff up like that. Gundock. Yes, we have taken our sharps out and live fired them. It's a lot of fun. These things are so cool. Charles, will you all guys be doing anything out east? We'd like to, just with some trips that are already kind of been planned. We won't be doing anything this year. However, in the coming years, we hope to get out east at some point and do some reenacting with you guys. Well, with everyone back east. It'd be a lot of fun to kind of meet some subscribers, reenact with them, stuff like that. So, in time. Wade, where do we buy our ammo from? We get our sharps rounds from Track of the Wolf. Pretty good price, pretty good lead. And Gundock, yes, I would love to do a range day video. It probably won't just be sharps rifles or like period correct pistols. It'll probably be a little bit of everything. Everyone in the sharpshooters, we love to shoot firearms. We're gun fanatics. Zane, yes, I was a World War II German reenactor in the past. And best of luck to you on working on your Wehrmacht impressions. Kid Gamer, that's very cool about the bayonets being taken to a historical district and all that. That's very cool. Those things definitely need to be saved. Micronation, I have not been to Georgia. Definitely one day, though, I will be. The farthest south I've been is Florida. Closest I've been to Georgia is, well, Florida. Alright, have a good one, Severson. Have fun back at school. Brandon. Actually, yeah, this is a really cool question. So, I love the personal questions, kind of more personal about myself than kind of the reenacting side questions of me, because, I mean, it's what we're here for is the reenacting stuff. But yeah, these kind of personal questions like that, too, were a lot of fun. So, asking what kind of music do I like? I listen to a little bit of everything, personally. Let's kind of have some fun here real quick. So, through my Spotify, I have... I listen to stuff like Perfect Circle, Stone Sour, Rammstein, Metallica, Ghost. I listen to Post Malone, Depeche Mode, Flogging Molly, Coolio, Dropkick Murphys, The Native Howl, Alice in Chains, Slipknot, Whitechapel, Winds of Plague, Nirvana, Leonard Skinner, Ennio Morricone, classical music, Barnes Courtney, see, stuff like Johnny Cash, The Animals, Bobby Fuller, Apocalyptica, Die Totenhosen, Civil War music, of course. Really into bluegrass. Love a bluegrass artist right now called Tyler Childers. That guy is awesome. REM. Really like retrowave and synthwave. That's some pretty cool stuff. We Came as Romans, Bob Seger, System of a Down, Joji Miller, also used to be known as Filthy Frank. His serious music is phenomenal. And stuff like Tool. Love Tool. Can't wait for the new album. And Micronation, yes, I do like the banjo. Love the banjo. Let's see here. Wade, you'd love to see us out in Ohio sometime? Definitely. I'd love to get back east and reenact. Again, be so much fun. I've only been back east once to reenact, and I absolutely loved it. Gamer Kid, yeah. 1863 Springfields are really nice. Do I like the South Carolina string band? Second South Carolina string band, Zane. Yes. Yes, I do. I love period music. So. And Brandon, have I ever heard of Disturbed? Yes. I honestly can't be a metalhead and say I haven't. Definitely like them. Charles, I will be on a live chat again on the 30th of this month, same time, 4:30. So always feel free to shoot me a Facebook message too to ask when that'll be. Andrew, Jimmy Buffett. Every now and then, if the mood's right. Granted, I do listen to another Jimmy, and that is Jimi Hendrix. Love Hendrix. And I also listen to just a bunch of weird off-the-wall kind of music, too. For $2.95, that's not bad. Shortened, it could be worked with. You can always get a new barrel on it, too, and a new stock, if you want a full-length musket, because those aren't cheap at all. Brandon, very nice. Going to a concert on the 31st in Peoria. Cool. Last concert I went to was when Metallica was here in town back on December 2nd. I actually took my grandma to that one. She had a blast. Because when I was younger, high school, you know, elementary school, middle school, high school, I'd always listen to Metallica going cross-state with her, so she kind of learned how to like them. So when they were here in town, they took her, and she absolutely loved it, especially, you know, For Whom the Bell Tolls, and she was right there with Creeping Death. Die! 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 It was so cool. Oh, you're seeing Disturbed on the 31st. Brandon, awesome, man. Their cover of the Sound of Silence it's haunting. Beautiful, beautiful rendition of that. Zane, I'm actually starting college this fall. It's kind of a dum-dum. Didn't go to college right out of high school. I kind of wanted to see more of what I wanted to do, military, maybe law enforcement, stuff like that. But going to college this fall, just community for now. It's cheaper. Get my degree and work on building it up from there at universities, stuff like that. Once I made hardtack and had to whip out the mallet. Micronation, that does not sound too far from most experiences when it comes to hardtack. Butts of rifles, rocks, bayonets. I'm sure someone has probably tried shooting their hardtack at some point. Oh, Brandon, why'd you have to get me going on music? Now I'm just thinking music and stuff like that. Like I said, you actually asked a really good question. Like I said, I love the kind of the personal kind of questions like that, and those are always really fun to ask. Jamie, what am I vaping? It's called Lemon Scout. It's made here in Spokane. It's Average Joe's Juice. Guy's fantastic. Really good friends with the guy, too. I've actually worked for him quite a few times. So, Zane, what would I like to study? Education and history. Be a history teacher, just like First Sergeant Kep. Maybe do middle school, maybe high school. Who knows? I might get a doctorate and teach the university level. That'd be really cool. Andrew, you've been a parrot head since 1982. Throw your roommate out the second-story window or learned to love it. Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky with my two roommates. We all kind of like the same kind of music, so we kind of get along in that sense. So I can definitely understand, though, because sometimes one of us will play something the other doesn't like, and it's like, hey, either accept it or get the hell out of the room. Yeah. See here. Cassandra Fisher. How do you get to be a Vivandiere in a reenactment? Kind of shop around with units. Ask if they would have a opening for a Vivandiere, if they would historically have a Vivandiere with them. Personally, I can't honestly say I've ever done a Vivandiere. I'm one of the wrong sex to do a Vivandiere, but from what I've gathered, definitely just kind of shop around, check with the units. You know, maybe kind of ask some people who do the impression of a Vivandiere where they would get the things for it if you don't have it already, the clothing, things like that, or what units would be more accepting to have a Vivandiere. Hopefully that answers your question. I'm not very good on that portion of reenacting with Vivos. The Micronation. Here's a personal question. What toothpaste do I use? I use Crest Pro White, Total White, something like that. It's the red tube. Alden. It was very common to mark. Alden asks. Sorry, I'm trying to get better at answering the question and who asked and what they asked. So Alden asks, you know, how common was it for things to be marked? Haversacks, knapsacks, leather accoutrements, tents. It was very common. It was actually in the regulations to be marking them because, you know, all the gear looks the same. How do you know this cartridge box is specifically yours? It was basically to make sure people were held accountable for anything that was lost or damaged. And yeah, very common. Soldiers like to personalize their stuff. Dylan, if you're asking about a Vivandiere was a period, she was basically a daughter of a regiment kind of thing. It was a female who campaigned, marched with the troops, and in a way she was kind of a medic. They did other things around camp too. They were, I don't want to say they were the regimental pet because that just sounds weird to me, and I don't like that kind of terminology towards a woman. But basically she was a female member of a unit that at times acted as a medic. In Micronation, do people use cellos in reenactment bands? Not that I've seen. Fiddles, violins, guitars, banjos, small drums, things like that I have seen. I don't want to say it was never unheard of, but I'm sure it I'm sure maybe in static locations it wouldn't be uncommon to hear about it. Andrew, I was in the army at the time, and the military prison for Germany was right across the railroad tracks from our barracks. Could see that I didn't want to go. Yeah, I think prison in general you do not want to go to, so I don't blame you. Nick, yes, this is the start of the mustache. This is about 3 days in, so we're getting there, slowly but surely. And Zane, do I play any video games? Yes, I play Rainbow Six Siege a lot, and I also play Rust a lot. Just started playing Rust a lot with my roommates, my 2 roommates, and my group of friends. But I also play Company of Heroes, the Total War series, so Rome Total War, Rome 2, Empire, things like that. I do play Ultimate General Civil War, and I also used to play Warhammer 40k tabletop a lot, so I also play the Warhammer computer games, Space Marine, Dawn of War, even though that's outdated as hell now, except for like Dawn of War 2, things like that. Looking into getting into Battlefleet Gothic, because that game looks like a lot of fun. And Cassandra, I'm very happy that hopefully helped you out, so. Dylan, PC. I really don't do console much unless my friends are over and they have their Switch or the GameCube out and we're playing Smash Bros. And I'm absolutely terrible at it, but it's fun. Nick, how soldiers would how would soldiers mark their stuff? Paint, sewn, paint, sewn. Some soldiers would carve, like maybe into their rifle stock, which technically you shouldn't do because that's disfiguring almost permanent government property, but it gets weird when it comes to rifles and things like that. They were already pre-marked or pre-stamped at times. Alden, yeah, definitely one of these times it'd be fun to get a Company of Heroes game going. Be a lot of fun. Zane, that is really cool. An East German Army impression. That's cool. That's hell yeah. Especially with it being all original. That is fantastic. Here. Micronation. So, I've probably already said it a million times on this stream, but sites to get good reenactment gear. LD Hanning, Missouri Boot and Shoe, Kerry Davison. It's called My Cartridge Boxes. Wamba White and Company. Feel like I'm missing one. South Union Mills is also good. So, stuff like that. Or places like that, I should say. Alden, I will definitely have to get in on that sometime. I have Discord, so it always helps, so. Time Lord, I have seen War of Rights, I just need to get going on it. But with how much sewing I have to do and all the other games I play with my friends, it's hard to fit everything in, along with work and having somewhat of a social life, which I say somewhat. Zane, that is really cool about that whole uniform and everything. Jamie, yes, Sutler Fort Scott for odds and ends is an amazing place to go. I actually need to place an order with them here in a couple weeks. So, see, Gundock. So C&D, Jarnigan, and how they're viewed today in the hobby. Mid-level. Some people really have kind of surpassed them in a lot of aspects, especially with leatherwork and uniforms. I actually go through C&D to get buckles and stuff like that for the knapsacks I make. So that's about it, unfortunately. I know they used to be top of the line, you know, they're the go-to for everything. Micronation Fall Creek, they have some good things. If you're looking for an A tent, their tents are really good. Past that, I really wouldn't go much. And CNC, stay far, far away from them. Not a fan of CNC at all. Dylan, I appreciate the dedication, man. What do you do for work if you're able to get away with doing this and chatting us with one hand? Hopefully you're not driving. That would be... Don't do that. A live stream is not worth it Yeah, the Fort Scott blankets, like Jamie said, they're fantastic. I believe Private Severson is getting one here, and I'm going to be ordering one for one of our guys here tonight, actually. So, Zane, and how did I first get interested in the Civil War? I was born. So I grew up around my grandparents and my great grandparents a lot, along with my mom, and we have always been huge history buffs. And ever since I can remember, either at my grandparents' house or my great grandparents' house, the History Channel was always on, and it was always, you know, Civil War stuff, Tales of the Gun, Ken Burns' Civil War, things like that. So I was always kind of interested in it, along with my family. And as I went through school, I kind of learned more like, wow, we actually had a war in our own country against our own country. I need to know more about this. So, of course, I did more and more and more on it. And more studying, more research, and more books, and things like that. So it's always kind of been there in my life. That's kind of the very brief overview of it. Kid Gamer, what's my in real life job? Pretty much the same as Dylan Williams. I'm an assistant manager with a food business, so keeps me pretty busy, pays me pretty well, and allows me the time off to reenact. So I can't complain too much about that. Mac, so you had an issue with your buckle breaking. It was fairly common. Brass is not a very strong metal. It's very malleable. It bends very easily, stuff like that. So it was very common. Micronation, what is my favorite Western? It's a three-way tie between The Good and the Bad, the Ugly, Blazing Saddles, and Tombstone. I can't consider Quigley Down Under a Western because it takes place in Australia. Jeff Dennis, what events will we be doing this year? Since we live in Washington State, we will be doing the Spokane Cheney event, the Union Gap Yakima event. We have a Living History in Fort Stevens, Oregon. We have a event in Chehalis, Washington. And we may be having a few private bivouacs here in Washington State. And we may be going down to Oregon for the first time in 6 years to reenact. We just have to wait and see on that. Brandon, what is my favorite military movie? Christ. Well, since it's a movie, that rules out Band of Brothers, Generation Kill, and The Pacific. So a movie, again, is a tie, because I can't pick just one, because I'm... Black Hawk Down, Gladiator, or Master and Commander. I think, though, Master and Commander might actually come out on top of any of those three. Alden, personal question, SMLE or Car or Gewehr 98, defend my answer. Oh, and you're probably going to be a stickler on this, and I can't say both. Because I love both, absolutely. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Oh, wow, you're asking the harder questions now. I'd have to say SMLE. 10-round box magazine. 303s solid ballistically. Short bolt throw. Fairly decent weight to the rifle. And they stayed in service for a very long time with Great Britain itself and its Commonwealth. Though I do love the Mauser K98 as well. 32 caliber, 5-round box magazine. Its bolt action design and receiver birthed one of my favorite all-time military rifles, the 03 Springfield. In fact, we ripped it off and we had to pay royalties to it. But yeah, between a K98 and an SMLE, the smelly, any day. Jamie, I'm your Huckleberry. Love that movie so much. Micronation. So a living history is not a large-scale reenactment. Usually it's 1, maybe 2 units where you set up a camp in a way, and you talk with the public. Tours come through, schools, things like that. You show off what a soldier carried, what they would have had on them. You do drill, firing demonstrations, things like that. Brandon, thank you. Yes, Civil War calendar, the Mort Kunstler ones. Let's see. Do I attend the dances? Dylan, I really don't. My battalion likes to keep me busy in my reenacting battalion, so I don't really get the chance to do that all that much. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of dances anyways, but that's just me. Oh yeah, if a Garand was in the mix, I would have picked a Garand. Gotta love the M1. Sorry, I'm trying to find my screwdriver set, my hand grips on my pistol are a little loose, that I just noticed. 54th Virginia, not much, just doing a live stream with you guys. Got about 12 more minutes before I gotta scoot out and get some dinner and stuff like that, but have a call with First Sergeant Kep coming up in about 35 minutes anyway, or not 35, 45 minutes anyways, so. Yeah, Nick, I actually got that calendar also for Christmas. Brandon, I do like Saving Private Ryan. Very good movie. That's actually probably one of the first war movies I can remember really sitting down, watching, and taking things in. Oh, you have a 1903 Mark I. Nice. Yeah, Mac. My 1903 I have was made in 1907 at the Rock Island Arsenal. And, yeah, never left the hands of the United States Marine Corps. Ever. It's a beauty. And awesome that it was just given to you. Brandon, thank you. Yeah, sorry, my with the chat and everything that I have up, I can't really see my time all too well. Alright, Dylan, you have a good one, man. See you in the next video. Have fun at work. Your granddad has an original World War I bayonet. Hell yeah. I love bayonets. For some reason, bayonets... I've always had a weird fascination with bayonets. I don't know why. Excuse me. Andrew, that is fantastic. Brandon, really? Still has... That is incredible. Crack walnuts and cut a sandwich with an original bayonet. I've heard of weirder things. God, it was pawned. I'm sorry to hear that, Brandon. That's hit. No, God. Uh, 54th Virginia. Any case reenactors heat? A little confused on that, man. If you wouldn't mind clearing that up for me, just a skosh. Jamie, we'll be able to work something out this year. Oh, here, 54th. Yes, there's quite a few Confederate reenactors in here. Mac, that is cool. That is cool. Brandon, that's unfortunate. It's never a fun thing to not meet family members because of family complications. But seeing service probably in the Pacific, I'm sure he definitely had some interesting stories. Wow, and Korea. Let's see. Micronation. Yes, I have used tooth powder. Andrew, we actually just got a new member, Mr. Tiller, who has a Whitworth. And he seems to love that thing a lot. And yes, a Quigley model, 74, 45, 110. Hell yeah. 54th, are you the Ethan I was talking to about this the other night? last night, I believe. I don't know. I work so much outside of work and at work that days kind of blur to me. Time Lord, I will definitely have to do that. My great-grandmother was from Tennessee, outside of Nashville, little town. So I definitely need to go back, see some of the battlefields, and definitely go to Scott County, Tennessee. Micronation, do I name my gear mainly my rifles? Yeah, I'm a little weird. I do that. And okay, cool. Ethan 54th, whatever you prefer to go by on here. Yeah, once you get your YouTube channel up and all that, and start getting videos put out, I'll be happy to give you a shout out and steer some people your way. Andrew, so do I. I love firearms, so yeah. Expensive tastes, I feel ya. Wow, Brandon. That's a little dark. Wow. You don't hear much about people seeing other people getting eaten by sharks. Yeah, 5 years old getting eaten by sharks. That's sad. Wow. Micronation, I am in Washington State, so a little bit across the country. How's it going, Mustang? Jamie, when I talk to First Sergeant Kep after this live stream, I will definitely pass the warm regards along to him. "54th, you're good, man. You're good." Alden, I can definitely respect that. Civil War fan, how's it going? Mustang, how can you tell there's a Marine working on an oil rig? I don't know. Lay it on me. Micronation, have I ever seen someone pass out on the field? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Multiple times. Not enough water. Hydration is key. Sorry, my mom just sent me a text, so. Whoa. Oh, that's a good one, Mustang. I got to tell that to my grandpa. He'll get a kick out of it. Let's see, have I ever passed out? Nope. I hydrate. I actually start really hydrating a week before an event. So, yeah, nothing but water a week before an event, nothing but water at an event, except for maybe a little bit of alcohol at night, but nothing in excess, and water for about a week after the event. Brandon, that is insane, man. And Civil War fan, I do, yes. Better than smoking. Mac, have a good one. I will see you guys later. Well, I will see you later. Probably keep this stream going for about 8 more minutes, and then I'll be getting off, so. Micronation, so going prone, it's one of those things that people don't know how to load properly, and there's always the worry of a reenactor putting their muzzle in the dirt and picking up something that could become a projectile. Luckily with us here in Company D, we actually have the good faith of both sides, and we actually are allowed to fire prone. But most people don't know how to load properly from the prone position or safely fire from the prone position, so. Tyler DeJoe, I have not seen The Confederate, but I'm sure it's a fantastic film. Most military films are pretty fantastic. G.I. James, before you go soon, I assume there's part of a message coming? Yeah? Micronation. So FARB is one of those things where people really don't know exactly where it came from. A lot of people like to say, you know, far be it from accurate, far be it from period correct, FARB. Basically, it's like a far be it. FARB. It's kind of all in the name. Also, people want to think it comes from the German word Farbe, which is color, because some people who are Farby have very colorful uniforms, things like that. It's just one of those weird things that's just been passed down and no one's really ever found the true definition for. Andrew, I don't think I've actually ever seen Andersonville. The film, I believe, what you're talking about. Actually, I have not, so I need to see that and the, see the film and see the actual Andersonville. There we go, sorry. Can definitely tell, getting hungry. Starting to get, brain lapsy. Yep, Mustang, absolutely. Lay on your back, buttocks between your feet, muzzles about here, elevate up, pour your powder, ram. But not many people like to do it that way. But with the sharps, I mean, you can lay flat on your belly and still do it. That's why the sharpshooters love the sharps rifle so much. Any spare tips, G.I. James, for being a new reenactor with authenticity in mind? Do your research, both the unit you portray, things soldiers would have done in the Civil War, Union and Confederate alike. research where to get good gear, uniforms from, how to wear your gear and uniforms, how soldiers would have acted during the time. Yeah, research. It's a big one. And stay very up-to-date and accurate on your drill. That is a big, big one. Micronation. Who is my favorite comedian? Bert Kreischer. Right off the bat. Ron White. Eddie Murphy, when he was really funny in the 80s. In Andersonville, someone's wearing a Berdan frock coat with brass... I mean, brass buttons on a Berdan frock isn't too bad because it did happen. But a Berdan frock... depends when he would have been captured. Most of the times when the sharpshooters were in combat, they would have been wearing fatigue blouses. But I'll have to see that then, Andrew. So I need to watch something for tonight, so I'll give that a watch. Civil War fan, that's awesome. Clayton Bigsby. The blind, black, white supremacist that Dave Chappelle did, yes. Yeah. Haven't heard of Jerry Clower. I'll definitely look him up. Yeah, Dave Chappelle's a pretty good comedian, too. Yeah, definitely is funny. Zane, my World War II reenactment unit is Großdeutschland 5th Company out of Washington State. Micronation, I will definitely look up Jerry Clower. Next live stream, keep me honest on it, and make sure to ask. I'll see if I can recite one of his jokes for you. If I can ever get to Holland, Michigan, Civil War fan, I definitely will. Do you have hate in your heart? Oh, yeah. No. Friend I had in high school who was really big into Dave Chappelle, and yeah, he yeah. Let's just say he was of the right race to get away with doing a lot of that joke and that bit that Dave Chappelle did. Anyone's gonna have second lights. Oh, good lord. Alright, Mustang. Have fun watching Holy Grail, and gute Nacht. Du hast eine schöne Abend. Zane, where do I sit on the political spectrum? I definitely appreciate the want to keeping it out of it. Yeah, let's put it this way. I'm neither blue nor red. Neither blue nor red. So, I guess what you would call it. Alright. I guess I can somewhat let it be out there and feel comfortable, but I would class myself as a libertarian. Honestly, I see all politics as just... Excuse my French, everyone, but politics as a clusterfuck. That's the best way to put it. I see both sides have good points, and I see both sides have absolute asinine points. But, yeah, on that note, you guys, you know, hopefully the political views, whoever sees this, don't hate me too much on. But I gotta get going. I gotta get some food in me before I, pass out and all that, and need to, eat some food. Anyways, thank you all for jumping in on this live stream. I really have a lot of fun chatting with you guys. You know, personal questions aside, you know, or what side of the political spectrum you're on, or, you know, whatever questions gets asked. I love chatting with you guys. It's so much fun. You guys always make my Wednesday night, Thursday night, or, you know, the oddball Saturday night streams I do with you guys. You guys make it a lot of fun, so I appreciate every single each and one of you. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for jumping on these live streams. And, yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Those of you that are friends with me on Facebook, feel free to chat me up. Those who want to add me on Facebook so we can chat outside of these live streams, shoot me a friend request. Be sure you also send me a message too. I'd absolutely love to chat with you guys more on here. Brandon, saving your email right now. And yeah, shoot me a message. Make sure, you know, like, hey, it's so-and-so from the live stream. Love to chat with you with a friend request. I'll add you. So anyways, you guys have a good night. I'm going to get some food because I'm starving. And yeah, 2 weeks from now, January 30th. I will see you guys then. Take care, and goodbye for now.